And then they get to the point where they ask me, is there anyone else that can drive the car home for me? And I'm like, no, that's why you're doing it. I started the car up, and for a split second, I saw the mileage, and that bitch said 237,000 miles. What the fuck? First, before I start, light this bitch up. Get some good smells going on in here, why don't we? Because goddamn, I need it. Fuck. Yes, sir. The people I've dealt with the past couple of days have been absolutely shitty people. What should have been a regular, everyday car sale turned into an absolute disaster. And the thing about it is, out of this whole situation, I was the only one who lost anything, and we'll get into that with this story time I got. But these people were truly something else. It just sickens me with how fucking disgusting people can be, especially when it comes to money. You know, I'm a chill ass dude, and anger isn't really an emotion that I give too much attention to, if any at all. 9 times out of 10, what y'all see on stream is just me, being in the moment. It's playful. It's a fun type of anger. It's nothing that comes from the heart. But this shit right here has me fucking furious. Now, I'll give you the cliff notes on what it is that's happened here. I won't hit you with the full novel or anything. So, basically, someone notified me of some people selling a car. It had 153,000 miles on it, and they were selling it for $2,800. Now, hearing this, I'm thinking, for that mileage and that price, that's a deal. So I jumped on it. I needed a new car. I jumped on it. The person who told me about this car is just a messenger, by the way. I'm getting into the shitty people now. So the next day, I pull up to where the car was at, and I take a look at it, and it looks just fine. Looks. Next step, of course, is to drive it. Now understand that the car wasn't new. The car was a 2008 vehicle. So I didn't expect it to run like new, but I at least expected to get my money's worth. First thing I noticed when I got in the car was the inside driver door handle did not work. I questioned them about it. They said they were gonna get it fixed by the time that I bought it and had it driven home. So I was like, okay, alright, cool, something I don't gotta pay for. Then I began to drive the car, and I hear this squeaking. Automatically, I know what that is. That's a belt issue. So of course, I question them about it too when I get back out to test driving the car. And they tell me, just like with the door handle, they'll fix it. Again, I'm like, alright, cool. Something else I don't gotta worry about. Other than that, the car actually ran fine. So when I got back, I asked them a few more questions, other than the car belt and the inside door handle. And then I got the information I needed. I took a couple pictures and I left. I went back home. And on the drive home, as I contemplated the car thing, and this is a pretty alright deal, it wasn't until I actually got home that I don't remember confirming the mileage on the car. And there's a reason why. I'll get to that. But let's follow the plot first, alright? Alright, so comes the day when I actually buy the car. And I just couldn't help but notice that once they got that money in their hands, once that money was secure, there was a complete switch up. It went from like a welcoming vibe to, alright, we got the money, let's get this nigga out of here. But I ain't said nothing. Then we get to driving the car back to where I stay. So at this point in the journey, it's about 30 minutes in, and I stay an hour away from where the car was. So we're really literally in the middle waypoint. And then they get to the point where they ask me, is there anyone else that can drive the car home for me? And I'm like, no, that's why you're doing it. This is when they tell me that they can't drive the car the rest of the way, even though this was their idea in the first place, and this is what we agreed on. Because I was gonna wait till Saturday to come pick the car up when I didn't have work. And if I needed somebody to follow me, if I needed to find someone instead of it being them driving it home, I would. But they said that they would drive it home when I bought it, because they said they wanted to do quote unquote good business. Throw that shit out the fucking window. And the thing is, the reason they told me that they couldn't continue wasn't even a valid reason. Not valid enough to negate you delivering my car that I just paid almost $3 grand for. Oh, I almost forgot. They raised the price $50 the day before I was supposed to pay them also. Like, what type of bullshit? Anyways, as I begin to like try to explain to them why I need the car now, they basically begin to yell at me and huff and puff and just act like I'm like the biggest convenience of their life. But y'all the one selling the car. You gotta be prepared for this shit. This the worst fucking Amazon delivery I ever received. Like, what? And at this point, they've gone into shutdown mode and aren't listening to any other options except going home in the car that they were following along in. There were 3 cars. Going home in the one they were following along in. So these fucking people left my car that I just paid $28.50 for in the back of a fucking Speedway overnight. This right here is my car left behind in the back of the Speedway overnight. If that ain't some of the most disrespectful bullshit, I don't know what is. But on to the next day though. On to the next day. Now, the previous night, in the frantic yelling after the failed delivery, they said that they would deliver my car in the morning, and they said that I would be able to keep the tags that were on the back of the car, which turns out those tags weren't even actual tags that applied to the car. They didn't get 30-day tags before selling the car. Okay, I was under the impression that they were, but I found that out later on. And on this day, I had to work as well, but I'm still in training and we get 8 hours that we can miss. So I just took the hit and I missed these 8 hours, basically a whole day, 9-hour day, 1 hour break, 8 hours of work. I missed those 8 hours so that I could get everything done so I could handle business. Look at me being proactive. Look at me being proactive. Trying to do shit all in one day. But not with these motherfuckers. Now, I don't know who needs to know this, but 12 p.m. is not the morning, people. It's the fucking afternoon. And this was the time that they dropped the car off and they leave. Alright? At this point, I'm thinking the worst has happened. I didn't get my car on time, but I got it now. It's all good. It's all straight. Fuck no. It's after they drop the car off and peel out that I noticed that the tags weren't on the car. Now understand, I didn't know that they weren't the actual tags at that point. I was thinking, well, why did they take the tags, right? But I still had my old vehicle that I could just drive to the DMV, get the tags, and come back. So I wasn't sweating it like that. I wasn't sweating it. And then what I did next was I go to the car and start it up to make sure it still runs the same as when I test drove it. I started the car up, and for a split second I saw the mileage, and that bitch said 237,000 miles. What the fuck? Then after that, these words pop up talking about the air pressure and shit. So automatically I'm thinking in my mind, the sensors are fucked on this car, because it didn't run like that at all. It didn't run like that at all. I went out, I checked the tire pressure and everything, and them shits was tight. Them jumps was tight. So I'm pretty sure the sensors are fucked, and they had to do some type of transmission work or something, because that car did not run like it had 230 something thousand miles up there. But still though, they could have told me that. They could have told the messenger that. Because they lied to both of us about that. I was under the impression this car had 150,000 miles up there. And now that's why I didn't see it when I test drove it, because it only stays up there for a second, and the words just stick up there for as long as you drive it from when you started it. It don't even matter no way. I'm getting my money back. But continuing with the plot, because there were no tags on the new car, I had to drive my previous vehicle to the DMV, which it broke down on my way there. So now I'm stuck, stranded on the side of this fucking back road, which led me to have to call someone to take me to the DMV and also have to pay to get my car towed home. The thing is, I did all this just to receive a bucket of cold piss in my face because they signed the title wrong. They signed the wrong name on the wrong line, and because of that, they couldn't accept it at the DMV. So I went through all that whole day just to get nothing out of it. And because I have no tags and my other car broken down, that means I have no way to get to work the next day. So that means I'm gonna miss work, which, by the way, is more than the 8 hours that I've already missed. But luckily, the people at this job were so generous to me that they gave me till 2:30 the next day to get to work. And damn it, that was my fucking mission, to get there by 2:30. So the next day, I go to complete this mission. I have someone follow me to the DMV. I'm sitting there waiting for the sellers to get there to re-sign the new title so that I can just get my tags and drive home. And drive to work, I mean. And now, remember, all this needed to get done before 2:30. That's the time I needed to get to work, 2:30. And the previous night, texting the sellers, they said that it would have to be tomorrow because I had asked them to come back again that night. I couldn't drive there. I didn't have shit to drive. So I need them to come re-sign the title. If you don't believe me, here's the receipts. And at the time I get to the DMV, there's plenty of time to get everything done before 2:30. Now, these sellers know that my job is on the line. They know that I don't have any other car to drive. And they also have the money that I've already paid for the car that I can't even legally use. But these fucking inconsiderate scumbags don't even make an attempt to get anything done before that 2:30 deadline. Had absolutely no care that my source of income was on the line. So I had to communicate with them through the messenger. I had to call the messenger called them, and then it's a fucking game of telephone. It's fucking bullshit. And even with all that, I still didn't get my tags. I didn't even get done what I needed to get done. They left me stranded in that parking lot, expecting someone to come and just sign this paper so I could get my tags and go home. At this point, it was like 4 o'clock, 4:30 that this was happening, and I just wanted to go home at that point. I done missed my work. I'm not even sure if I'm still employed. I just want to go home, but still, nobody ever came. So at this point, I'm tight as fuck. I haven't eaten all day, so I'm hangry. Okay, and these people have my money, and they're not cooperating for me to use what it is I bought. So I'm under the impression that I'm getting scammed right now, which I'm sure these motherfuckers were like soft scamming my ass. So I threatened to press charges. And it's crazy. As soon as I do that, that's when a text gets sent to my phone talking about we just gonna give you a refund. And I said, okay, I'll take the refund. I don't want this fucking car no way. These people have lied so much about signing a fucking paper. I'm pretty sure somewhere along the line they lied about this fucking car too. I don't care how good it runs. Give it like a week or even a month, and that shit's gonna be running like fucking dookie water. Fuck out of here. Just a side note, I've just been contacted by my job, and I am still employed there. Luckily, I am still employed. Arigatou gozaimasu. Well, yeah, that's where I'm at now. As I record this, I am waiting for them to arrive with every penny of what it is I paid for my refund. They're not getting jack shit from me until I get every penny. No gas money taken out, none of that bullshit. They better be glad I didn't go into detail with this, cause I could have exposed them, honestly. But as long as they get my money back, they ain't gotta hear from me ever again. What do you think? Think it was a scam or just messy business? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Show your boy some love. But until the next one, remember to master your heart, body, and mind, because the master is absolute. I'm out. See you.